believe that Big Time Rush can actually keep up with One Direction. I think the main problem with Big Time Rush is the fact that Nickelodeon is not good at creating stars at the same level as Disney. Big Time Rush was actually a great band with the same potential as One Direction, whether or not
I ain't lying, they top 5 boy bands though. You know what I'm saying? They definitely top 5 boy bands, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I still got Jonas Brothers still top 2. I ain't gonna lie. I still got Jonas Brothers at my 1. You know what I'm saying? R5 probably 2nd.
Karaoke! What? Shh! Your doctor said you weren't supposed to talk! He didn't say I couldn't say!
Oh. And that's where Ariana Grande was born. Let me try to do it. He couldn't say, I couldn't say. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You too, man. What's good? It's your boy FSD coming back with another video. You know what I'm saying, man? We about to check out this new video. It's called the Nickelodeon Forgotten Artist Pipeline. You know what I'm saying? Now, y'all know a lot of artists came from Nickelodeon, you know what I'm saying? Who's some of the biggest artists to this day, you know what I'm saying? We got Ariana Grande, Leon Thomas, the whole big time rush, you know what I'm saying? They got some, I ain't lying, Nick got them artists, you know what I'm saying? They had a lot of talented people on the network, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all, you know what I'm saying? But we about to check out this video, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Join the family. Roll to 6K, you know what I'm saying? Roll to 200 subs on the second channel, y'all. Sub up. Let's check out this video, though. You know what I'm saying?
What it is, ho, what's up?
Scott Fellows created Big Time Rush.
Wow.
I didn't know you were such a musical. I didn't know you were such a boy band man.
Big Time
Well,
Rush.
but they're still out there. They're touring.
They're touring. It's really neat. I'll just tell one story, but Michelle says this, is that when we cast that show, I told the guys, like, hey, we're going to sell out Madison Square Garden. Like, we're going to do that. And they were like, pumped up. But we didn't, like, during I was always kind of bummed that I didn't do that thing that we told them they were going to do. And then last summer, they sold out Madison Square.
That's crazy.
I always joke to the guys, I'm like, hey, it took 10 years.
Yikes. Well, that's unfortunate, because now all that potential is a faint memory. Big Time Rush was actually a great band with the same potential as One Direction, whether or not
I ain't lying, they top 5 boy bands though. You know what I'm saying? They definitely top 5 boy bands, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I still got Jonas Brothers still top 2. I ain't gonna lie. I still got Jonas Brothers at my 1. You know what I'm saying? R5 probably 2nd. You know what I'm saying? They had a lot of bands, you know what I'm saying, who's lit. You know what I'm saying? Got hits on top of hits, you know what I'm saying? But BTR,
actually a great band with the same potential as One Direction, whether or not you want to believe that. But if you actually compare their catalogs side by side, they can have their own versus battle, and best believe that Big Time Rush can actually keep up with One Direction. I think the main problem with Big Time Rush is the fact that Nickelodeon is not good at creating stars at the same level as Disney. Although Big Time Rush was a band, a lot of fans didn't know if they were a real band or a show band.
Facts. I ain't gonna lie. That was the struggle with they band, because like people were so used to a show, so people felt like it was like a fake band, just for the TV shows or whatever. But they actually a band, you know what I'm saying? Like they got hits, you know what I'm saying? Yo boyfriend, yo boyfriend. Have you ever? Alright, let me chill.
The music and the TV show, but Nickelodeon didn't do a good job at really separating the two when needed. It sucks. We can all most definitely agree that the music was good. Matter of fact, the music was great, but Nickelodeon always drops the ball when it comes to creating pop stars. Because if they were smart, after this moment on Victorious, they should have moved differently with Kat's character, or at least launched her differently in the Nickelodeon realm outside of Sam and Kat.
Karaoke! What? Shh! Your doctor said you weren't supposed to talk! He didn't say I couldn't say!
Oh. And that's where Ariana Grande was born. You know what I'm saying? She bust that note. Hold on.
He didn't say I couldn't say. Well,
Let me try to do it. He couldn't say I couldn't say. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just played a video. All right.
But Ariana being talented was enough for her to be able to launch her own career without needing help from Nickelodeon. But if we're being honest, Ariana was the only Nickelodeon star to be able to do this and ascend to that level of becoming an actual pop star. While Nickelodeon tried to jumpstart the music careers of many of their main characters, they never quite nailed the formula the way Disney Channel did, and a lot of people attribute it to this reason. Disney had a bigger budget and more industry access, but the real difference was how they separated the actor from the character. Disney knew when to pivot from on-screen persona to the off-screen artist, and they did it intentionally. Take Selena Gomez, for example. Her music with the scene had an electro-pop dance floor vibe that sounded nothing like something Alex Russo would have listened to, let alone sung. In fact, Alex probably would have clowned Selena's music in an episode of Wizard of Waverly Place. That clear separation gave Selena...
I ain't gonna lie though, some man looking God though. Damn, my baby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, give me a kiss right quick. Give me a kiss. You know what I'm saying? Give me a kiss. I had to. That's my little birthday twin though. You know what I'm saying? That's my birthday twin. Shout out to Selena. You know what I'm saying? You do look good though. You know what I'm saying? I might need that. You know what I'm saying?
Space to reinvent herself outside of Disney without the audience constantly tying her to that character. Same goes for Demi Lovato. Her music under Hollywood Records, especially on Don't Forget and Here We Go Again, had this angsty, edgy rock pop energy, which was a huge shift from the bubbly, over-the-top, optimistic Sunny Monroe character on Sunny with a Chance. Demi was a rock star, and it fit her off-Disney persona. That's the difference. Disney built characters and artists. Nickelodeon, they usually blurred the two. When they did push a star into music, like with Big Time Rush or even Victoria Justice, it was hard to tell where the character ended and where the artist began. Which meant once the show was over, so was the music career. Once the show's momentum was gone, that's where things usually ended. With Ariana, her first song titled Put Your Hearts Up, she is dressed head to toe like Kat. She literally looks like Kat Valentine. She didn't separate her victorious image from her artist persona. The pink dress, the red hair, the overly animated weird cat expressions.
I ain't gonna lie though, you know what I'm saying? She was top 10. Who y'all think looked the best in Victorious? Like who was the best looking girl? I ain't gonna lie, I probably had to give it to Kat though. You know what I'm saying? Victoria, she, you know what I'm saying? She a close second. Jade probably third. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, boy. They be pumping out some fine shit. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I could give Nickelodeon. They got a lot of fine shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's tough. You know what I'm saying?
What are you doing? And even Ariana realized this herself. This image was not organic to who she was. She took initiative, went to the drawing board, dyed her hair brown, took on the R&B influenced sounds, and became Ariana Grande, doing the music that she wanted to do, but also completely separating herself. So much that Nickelodeon is simply known for being her jumpstart, not her end-all be-all. In 2009, Nickelodeon launched Big Time Rush as both a TV show and a real-life boy band by signing the group to a record deal at the same time the series was greenlit. They partnered with Epic Label and Columbia to produce the show and its original music. The group's debut single, Big Time Rush, was released in 2009 during a 1-hour special preview and served as the show's opening theme. With the series released, their debut album followed not long after. And man, it sucks that Nickelodeon does not prioritize music, because this album is full of bangers. Real fans can really go down memory lane with this album and how much Nick promoted these singles and pushed the show on the network. They had the singles Boyfriend, Halfway There, Worldwide, and Big Knife.
Worldwide. Man, what's your favorite BTR song? I ain't gonna lie. Worldwide hit, Boyfriend hit. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Boyfriend probably like one of the best songs on the planet, my nigga. Like that song still hit to this day. Then they added Snoop Dogg on the feature. It was bound to go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Anytime a rapper wanna be a part of a boy band feature, my nigga, you know it's like, then an OG rapper like that, that's tough.
Singles Boyfriend, Halfway There, Worldwide, and Big Knife.
Looking for a boyfriend, I see that. Give me time, you know we're halfway there. Looking good now, nothing's gonna get in the way. It's gonna be a big night. I'll be thinking about you worldwide.
I'm also happy that Boyfriend, years later, has become a cult classic for the band.
Looking for a boyfriend, I see that. Anytime you know.
They also collab with huge stars like Jordan Sparks and Snoop Dogg, featuring them on the show. The album debuted at number 3 on the Billboard, selling 67,000 copies its first week. It was clear Nickelodeon's strategy was working. The show and the music were feeding off each other. In 2011, Big Time Rush kept the momentum going by releasing the promotional single If I Ruled the World to hype up their second studio album, Elevate. That summer, they hit the road for a US tour, doing full-blown concerts as a group. When Elevate finally dropped on November 21st, it debuted at number 12 on Billboard and sold over 70,000 copies its first week, more than their debut, which became proof that the fan base was really growing.
Yeah, I ain't lying, bruh. They fan base is like no other, brother. You know what I'm saying? The fact that they still currently touring to this day, that just go to show you how strong the fan base was, bro. You know what I'm saying? People can't let that nostalgia go. You know what I'm saying? That's one of them bands you just, bro, get with it or get lost, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? They got too many hits. Way too many hits, brother. You know bad.
The music was starting to stand on its own, at least for the moment. They had the singles If I Rule the World, Music Sounds Better With You, Windows Down, and Elevate.
Everybody get out of your seats. Kick off your shoes like you done. Music sounds better with you, baby. It feels right.
I forgot about that song. All the windows down, woo. When I'm rolling through your town, woo. Say yeah, woo. Boy, y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Yes, you, bro. You don't know nothing about Big Time Rush, my nigga. Bro, these are hits.
It feels right. All the windows down. Elevate a little higher.
By this time, they were opening up for big stars like Justin Bieber and performing at the White House. They announced their Better With You tour, having artists like JoJo and One Direction open up for them. So you can only imagine how big they started to become. They were moving fast, but there was one group that started to overshadow them. Unlike Big Time Rush, who were created through a scripted TV show, One Direction came together more organically. Harry Styles, Zayn Malik, Neil Horan, Liam Payne, and Lewis were grouped together by Simon Cowell after failing to progress individually on the X Factor. They quickly became the breakout stars of that season. What made One Direction different was how they were marketed from day one. As real people, they didn't have characters to play or a fictional story to act out. Their image as a teen group with British charm was their selling point. I mean, yeah, One Direction wasn't attached to a network, but they also
I ain't
used...
gonna lie though, son. One Direction got hits too though. They like, bro, man, that's one of the most iconic bands, man. R.I.P. to Liam though, you know what I'm saying? R.I.P. to Liam. That's tough, you know what I'm saying? They lost one of the members, but brother, that's crazy, bro. These niggas, bro, They got hits, bruh. You know what I'm saying? They got hits. I'm telling y'all, son.
Nickelodeon to launch their band. One Direction was mentioned on Big Time Rush plenty of times on multiple episodes.
With One Direction, the Wanted. Have you seen this month's hot player? We're nowhere on the cover.
So they kept mentioning it.
Even though One Direction was opening up for Big Time Rush, One Direction's music was blowing through the roof. Their release Makes You Beautiful, and it was up from there. It got to the point that One Direction would open for Big Time Rush, and the fans only came for One Direction. They would literally perform, and then once One Direction left the stage, the audience left. They just left, leaving Big Time Rush with the almost half.
That's so disrespectful, gang. Y'all couldn't just stay, bro. BTR got hits. What y'all doing? Niggas leaving?
Venue. You can only imagine how soul-crushing that must have felt. So Big Time Rush started feeling a little salty about One Direction becoming more successful. One Direction asked if Big Time Rush wanted to open up for them on tour, and the boys, they said no.
After our show, fans were outside of the theater chanting for One Direction. So
Really?
for us, like, that was really hard for us.
I'm sorry.
No. And you know what? They offered for us to open for them in the UK, and our egos got in the way. We were like, no, never. Probably should have done it.
Yeah, that would have been a
What is wrong with
great
you
business
guys?
move, honestly, to open up
probably
for One
should've.
Direction.
But I think we just, our ego. I mean, and we were kids. Like, I was like 22. Like it's hard to control your ego at that age. Although our tour was sold out before they got on, so they were there to see us. But it was like the Beatles. It was like a freak of nature. They came in and people just they wanted these 5 cute British boys.
Their album 24/7 was released in 2013, and that album peaked at number 4 on Billboard and marked their lowest first week sales, selling 35,000 copies. So they could have used the extra promo for opening up for One Direction, but for being honest, 24/7 is their weakest album. It's not bad, it's just lukewarm, but they had the singles We Are and 24/7.
All day, every day is a holiday. We are alright.
24. Damn. Let me shut up. You know what I'm saying? I guess, you know what I'm saying? But that's a banger too. I remember this banger. Bro, they got so many bangers I forgot about, bro. These niggas got hits.
24/7.
Big Time Rush was nominated at the World Music Awards for Best Live Act and won, making them the first and only Nickelodeon act to win a World Music Award trophy. So they were making moves for the Nickelodeon brand, doing exactly what Nick needed them to accomplish. But as we can guess, Nick and music artists just don't mix. 2013 marked the end of the Big Time Rush series. The group members continued touring until March 2014, and the band was later put on hiatus, and then they went to pursue solo careers. During the pandemic, the group came back together to test the waters with their fans, eventually releasing the singles Call It Like I See It for their album Another Life. Right now, they're on a real life world tour, and I fear this tour is giving Big Time Rush the resurgence they deserve. That tour is packed out. I wish I could go, and overall, it just looks like a good time. I really like how they all look genuinely happy to be on stage again, because their run was great, but it was only for 5 years, which is great, but when it's over, it's really done. So it's nice to see they're all in high spirits. This was really the last time Nickelodeon really tried to push an artist successfully, but it really should have been management's decision to open up for One Direction, not the boys. So let me know, what do you guys think about Big Time Rush? Do you think Nickelodeon didn't do enough to push the band outside of the show? Let me know what you think. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Toodles.
That's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. I feel like they did the best they could, really. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these niggas was competing with One Direction in their prime. So, I mean, that's tough. You know what I'm saying? These niggas facing the #1 boy band during the time. You know what I'm saying? So, it was tough. You know what I'm saying? But they definitely could have did maybe a little bit more to push them. You know what I'm saying? But you got to think, Nickelodeon's main purpose was the show. So, they wasn't really too much focused on the artistry, you know what I'm saying? Like the music careers for real. But I ain't gonna lie, they still doing. I'm happy to see that they back together. You know what I'm saying? Y'all comment below who y'all favorite Big Time Rush member is. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know in the comments also what's y'all favorite Nickelodeon show of all time. You know what I'm saying? But yep, that's Big Time Rush, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Join the family. Road to 5K. Bro, why am I keep saying 5K? That shit stuck in my head. Road to 6K. 6K. 6K, bro. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to my second channel, fsdeelive. Road to 200 subs on that channel. I'm out.